Welcome to City on a Hill Gaming, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. Let's meet our players.
Hi, I'm Grant, and I'm playing Trather Wimlin, a human fighter.
Hi, I'm Jenny, and I'm going to be playing John Abermere, a Crimson-born human.
Peter, Bertrand Greystone, Dwarven Forge Cleric.
William R. Aarakocro Magi.
Daniel, I am playing Vatten. I am a half-elf ranger.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I am Twig, or Shem. I am a rogue bard and a Goliath.
We hope you enjoy our episode. Welcome back to City on a Hill Gaming. I am your Game Master, Ryan. With me, as always, Grant, Peter, Jenny, Ben, Daniel, and William. Yeah,
I'm proud of you for getting through that in one take. Good job.
Yeah. Perfect. 0 mistakes. First try. All right. It's time for more of the dungeons and also the dragons. When we last left the party, they were helping the fine giant cat people, the Jedit, rebuild their village with the help of some of the Hawk's lieutenants when they were attacked by a most curious group of gray-skinned elves covered in sort of obsidian blackish markings who appeared out of the desert in mass and beset the village aggressively, but were, as always, dealt with handily and relatively kindly, which is, sort of your MO so far, which seems good. So you have them all tied up, and the rest of the Jedit and the orcs have kind of subdued the handful of other deep elves who have laid attack on the village with their claims of being the forerunners for the Grey Dragon and the Obsidian Rain. What do now?
Well, if I recall correctly, we took care of, patching these guys up and stuff last time, too, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
They are
So
all conscious and coherent, and no one is
in any imminent peril of...
No, not at all.
Shuffling off this mortal coil at the moment. Okay, good.
Not even a little bit.
So, since you weren't feeling very talkative before, maybe we'll try this again. Why are you invading and attacking us?
He sends us places to build a path. While he does his own work in the trenches.
Yeah, you said that before.
Yes.
Yeah. You might want to go back and tell him to take a detour.
There's some kind of road sign pun there, but I'm not finding it, so we're just going to keep moving.
That's all right. Vatten glances back and looks at everyone else as like, was that cool or corny?
Was that...
John gives him a thumbs up.
We're good. Okay, good. We're good. Perfect.
Rather kind of notices
does
this.
like the, splay your fingers and rock your hand back and forth thing.
60-40?
Yeah.
But 60-40 which way, I've not decided yet. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We only do what Marianus asks. He holds the spear. This is a name you haven't heard before.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's yet another name to keep up with. We're good.
Very honest.
I promise I totally have a list that I've never given you guys because I've never made a list. Yep.
Right.
There we go.
Writes down Marianus.
There we go. It's in the chat now.
Trather sort of sighs, grabs the bridge of his nose, squeezes it, glances over at Melee. Could you please write that down?
Yeah. No problem. I'll make a list. There's a few others from before. I'll find them in the notes.
Thank you.
We can keep a running chart or something.
I'm going to
shocked.
need a flow chart. Yes.
I'm shocked. It is normally Vatten that's like squeezing the bridge of his nose and sighing whenever Trather does something.
Yeah, but this is...
It's weird to see. Like, do I look like that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Glass shattering moments.
All right, what spear are you talking about?
The one guarded by the great beast. He took it from the beast. Now he holds it.
That's another thing to write down, isn't it? Great beast.
Ginny,
Yes.
John has heard,
Mhm.
and this is much less. So, a lot of the things John has heard over his life have been very, like, provably factual. There's very little myth of what roams the desert. Like, you obviously know the dragon's real and stuff like that.
Mhm.
There is a story you're told as a child of an ancient city
Yes.
on the far side of the desert near an ocean. And
Okay.
at some point, something happened. The city sank into the water. And this sort of great power source inside the city is guarded by a great beast.
Mhm.
People have used the word Leviathan.
Okay.
It is a story you've been told many times as a child. But it's one of those things that you sounds like there's no way that's actually a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it's one of those things that's like one step too far.
Mhm.
But it is a story you have heard.
Okay. I'm about to make a pun in chat.
Okay.
Wow.
Bring
You
it.
felt the need
Thanks
to
for the
warn
heads
us
up.
about this one.
Hey, there we
All
go.
right.
That
Excellent.
was my first thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're there too.
All right.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
saying it out loud. I'm letting the listeners decide for themselves.
And I'm not gonna say it out loud
What it
either.
I said it out loud. I'm sorry.
It,
Oh,
it,
you do?
Just
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it is the
Just
name.
bleep
it.
It is the name of the fourth map for tonight.
oh, good. Also, let me just say that it is a very Pacific pun.
Oh, no. I am both upset and fascinated. That was amazing.
Digging deep there, are you?
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh, Daniel.
so all right. So where is this beast? So we might go questing.
Beast.
If you're gonna keep making magic references, we're gonna have to stop. And I'm gonna have to open arena, and we're
It's
gonna have to.
also a once in future king reference.
I mean,
Thank you
that's
very
fair.
much.
Well, I mean, it's
I play a lot of
Arthurian in
green
general.
decks.
Yeah, it's King Arthur stuff.
That's a
Questing
it's a
beast.
really good card for 2 and 2 green. Okay, sorry. We're back. It's a really
I don't
good
even play
card.
anymore, and I know it's a really good card.
Really good card. Okay. Jenny, John knows that.
John knows the
Yes,
beast.
John knows of the beast. John knows there is an ocean on the other side of the desert.
Mhm.
That's a real thing. That's probably several days' journey from where you are. That's a
Okay.
factual thing. But
There's the map.
the stories you've been told, the beast guards the spear and the sunken city. Like he's protector of something that should stay buried.
Okay.
If it's not anymore, that may mean the beast is gone.
Okay.
Again,
So-
all myth and legend, if any of it's even true.
Okay. I'm clarifying something right now. So I'm looking at the map. We're by Anwaru, right?
Yeah, you're in Anwaru. Yes, you're
In
in the
Anwaru.
south. So in the bottom, there's the Crimson Rift and Greyhold, where Jenny's character John is from. Desert Edge, which is a town you've been to before. You're sort of in between Greyhold and Desert's Edge.
Oh, okay.
Where you would be thinking, yeah, you're kind of in that area. Where you would be talking about isn't actually on the drawn map. It'd be over in this area.
Okay.
There's sort of a... Wait, does this work? Freehand. Sort of like...
You're off the edge of the map. Here be monsters.
Yeah, very Pirates of the Caribbean, just kind of like this. To the southeast of the desert you are in, there is a great ocean.
Cool. So my main concern is that I thought we'd have to go to the Rift. I thought we were going to be going over there. And I was like, I don't want to.
No,
No.
I
I
can
don't want to
understand
do that.
why
I
John would
don't
not
I'm
want to
not
go
going
there.
back.
It's not.
Yeah, so
It's
if
not
we're
full
going
of good memories.
the other way, that's fine. John is fine with
Okay.
going there.
Duly
All of our
noted.
travel plans are hereby like predicated on: does this move us closer to or farther away from the
From-
rift?
Yes.
From the angry, scary place on the map.
Talk to
Yeah.
me in miles. How many
Yeah.
miles away does this put me?
Yeah.
Is it more? Perfect. That's
Wait, yeah.
great.
D&D does use imperial measurements, doesn't it?
I actually
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay, yeah.
It
It does
does
feet.
feet.
So
Yeah.
that's imperial.
Oh, yeah,
in
you're right.
English books, yes. Or at least American books. I do
Really?
not know if that's true everywhere. I just don't know.
And now I have questions. Interesting. Okay.
One
Crap.
wonders if the squares
Everyone
are
in
1
the-
or 2 meters in metric.
The squares in metric would be 1.5 meters if we're going with just general logic stuff.
Versus 5 feet.
Yeah.
Noted. Okay.
Yeah, 5 feet's about 1.5 meters.
So you guys talk to them for a few more minutes. And the orcs and Warforged you guys have dealt with before the work with the hawk come up. One of them looks at you. Congratulations, you have visitors now. Not other visitors. Not friendly visitors this time. I should clarify that. Sorry.
Oh, good.
It's been a busy day. That's on me. Friendly visitors. And you guys see Trather notices it first because Trather is the one who has the most specific reaction to this. Coming from the southeast, kind of headed your direction, you see a familiar floating crimson mist.
Nope.
It's gonna be
no,
her
I refuse.
again.
No, I absolutely refuse. Trather starts just doing jumping jacks. She's not doing it again. Nope.
So you see two people walk from that part of the desert. The mist disappears. You see two people
Jumping jacks.
walk out of
Melee's
that part of the
just-
desert,
Melee's just staring at you.
just taking notes like, I don't know this
As
part.
opposed
I
to
have questions. I mean, that's not uncommon. So as you see two people walk out of the desert, you see a third who is now standing directly next to Trather. I've missed you too. It's so good to see you again. She just pokes you on the nose.
back.
You guys are my favorite.
I hate this and everything about it.
Perfect. Well, you're lucky. She's paying the tab again, so I'm just gonna hang out. And she just disappears again.
Trather immediately starts like checking that all of his limbs work.
Everybody's fine. Everybody's good.
You
Put
disappoint
your
me,
left
Brian.
arm in.
Deeply
Put your left
disappointed.
arm out. Put your left arm in and shake it all about.
Do the hokey pokey.
You do the
turn
Trather
yourself
pokey?
Look, if our story is anything like actual Overwatch, Songbird really never is a bad person. She's just easily motivated by money
Okay.
and the chance to boot people on the nose, which is always fun.
Okay. So, Melee, to our shopping list, add giant fan. So next time we see the crimson mist, we can just try blow it away.
She writes down R learns gust.
I'll learn. Yeah, you know what? I'll allow it.
Yes. And that was half I don't know the name of the wizard spell, and half Pokemon reference, because I thought of that
Bertram
part
has
later.
gotten a thoughtful look on his face and has started like scribbling notes on like in the sand of it looks like he's taken a scabbard from a sword and then like attached it to the bottom of a heater shield and he's like giant fan.
Spinning blade, spinning blade, spinning blade, spinning blade.
I mean, Vatten is like 60% sure that won't work, but it'll be really funny, and he loves messing with Trather. So we're just gonna keep this up.
You guys have done a lot of things I was at least 70% sure weren't going to make sense, but they've worked out perfectly. So, I mean, anything's possible.
If she flies away on a cloud of red mist and yells curses, I will be so happy.
Have we managed to top talking to the dragon in the first adventure yet? Or
You're getting close.
okay. We gotta up our game, guys. We can't peak in the first episode.
It sets a good bar.
It's a good baseline.
That you know, as long as you guys do a good job of being consistent. That's not nothing. So as the other two walk up from the desert, you see a half-orc woman and a gentleman you've actually seen before. So last time you guys were deep in the desert chasing the guy who throws obsidian things at you, you were approached by a hunter with a large pet lynx who had been sent to retrieve you.
Yeah, the messenger guy.
Yes, he is now walking behind the half orc woman.
Yeah, Hawk.
Nope, not that.
Oh, it does say that under it, doesn't it? I forgot to name tag him. Perfect. Well met. Again, I suppose. You've been busy again.
Oh well, you know, we're bored easily. Like to
So
stay
it
productive.
seems. She's looking at your drawings in the sand.
Bertrand kind of looks at it thoughtfully and goes, "Yeah," and just scratches it all out.
She starts to erase one part and write like 3 other numbers under it. I think that would work. She won't like it, but it'll work. Braden did it once.
That
Really?
might work, actually. Thank you.
Possible.
Maylee's taking furious notes.
She's on her second booklet now.
Her notes have notes that are not her notes.
The woman from the Crimson Mist is standing over her shoulder, like jotting notes in the margins.
Yeah, just like
No.
recursive
It
notes.
goes there. That's there you go. That's it.
Oh, goodness.
Wait, so who are the? I haven't seen deep elves in a while. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're not very forthcoming either, which is frustrating.
That happens. Their city, I'm told, some generations ago was sunk into the ocean.
I mean, that would ruin my day for sure.
Same.
Is that why they're called deep elves?
It's because they mostly live in caves now.
Oh.
Have we searched them at all?
No.
Then while all of this is going on, Shim's just going to be standing about 20 feet away from them and rifling through their pockets with Mage Hand.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Seems fair.
Investigation?
Occasionally,
Perception, because it's at
pulls
a
on one of
distance.
their
I don't really know
ears
how
or
to
something.
roll something. We'll see. There, 20. That's fine. Yeah, that's
20.
good. 16 with a 4 bonus. We'll accept that. I mean, you find some loose bits of coin, rations, and directions
Nice.
directly here.
From where?
That's useless. Yeah, where from? If I re-engineer the...
Work backwards.
Yeah.
Roughly to the southwest, where that ocean is.
Take a right at the cactus and...
300 yards in front of you, there's a big cave. Yeah, roughly. Give or take. It looks like it takes you about 2 days. But it doesn't look like, in the time Shim has spent in this region, kind of traveling with merchants, doing other things like that, not an area you're familiar with. People don't go to the other side of the desert. Because the fastest way there is through the middle of that desert. Which no one likes. Particularly. Well, the one floaty guy and the big dude with the double axe. But other than that, no one likes it.
I mean,
the
I
doublet
feel like
work.
Vatten kind of likes deserts, right? I mean,
Yes. I'm not saying I would, vacation there, but
It's not nothing.
yeah. At least stay
And
for a little
you
bit.
also find
more of a day trip, right?
Yeah. Night trip.
Ben,
Don't go
you
during
also
the day.
find on the dude here in the front, the one who seemed to kind of be in charge, you find what look like a separate set of instructions that split. That basically look like they send groups off in 3 or 4 directions. One to where you guys are, but 3 groups to other places.
Are they named?
They are. They're just kind of other small villages and encampments on the edge of the desert.
Okay.
Mostly to the west of where you are. Mostly maybe a little bigger than this one, but not really much, if at all.
Do we stand much chance of catching up with these groups if we get moving ourselves now, or?
So as you guys are kind of mulling over this, the half-orc woman walks up, who you've pretty much figured out at this point, yes, is actually the hawk. She does look loosely familiar. You think you've seen her a time or two other places, without her maybe necessarily being, directly addressed to you that way.
Mm-hmm.
I dealt with the first 2. My people are already there. You don't have to worry about those.
Okay.
The third is actually uninhabited. But
Really?
if they've been
All
if they've been that deep on the other side of the desert, they wouldn't know that anymore.
All right. Well, don't need to waste people.
Those dwarves moved out 2 years ago. And actually, Bertrand, you're familiar. There was a small dwarven encampment, sort of on the edge of the desert, who moved back towards the forge.
Oh, okay.
They,
Oh, yeah, I knew some of those guys.
they have been gone for some time. They don't appear to really be like there wouldn't really be anything there for them to mess with.
DM, would it be a waste of game time to actually mark these on the map and record them for later, or
it won't be necessary? No.
Yeah.
But this does give you the implication that this was not like there's something significant going on here. If groups are being dispatched multiple places like that.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, this is a big move. This isn't a tiny raid.
No, you guys have seen tiny raids before. The orcs just kind of throw their weight around where they like. This is more planned.
Mhm.
This is like 3 or 4 levels above what Slice is capable of. He doesn't have the resources for this.
Do these prisoners have any other like useful and or revelatory stuff on them? Like, since they attacked, I would imagine we're going to disarm these people and
Yes.
let our hosts confine them someplace. I would say if they've got like useful weapons or something, they probably don't need to keep those anymore.
So probably not necessary.
Yeah.
John and R do get a sense, like if you get close enough to any of the 5 of them, there is an aura that radiates from their tattoos. It varies person to person, but you get the sense that there is something not just magic
Wow, that was
in them.
fortuitous timing.
Not just magic in them, not just magic about them, that they contain the ability to do certain things. And they are all different.
To cast detect magic.
Do the thing.
I do it, and now I can see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and I learn its school of magic, if any.
Okay, so the 4, as you're looking at the line of the 4 of them, the first 2, they each have 1 tattoo, each on their arm. And it appears, and you guys are going to have to help me, whatever kind of aura would give you kind of, like a boost of strength.
I'm trying to just
probably alteration or transmutation.
We'll go with alteration.
I don't think alteration is a.
There's no such thing as alteration. There's abjuration.
There used to be alteration.
Too much Skyrim.
I think alteration got smushed into transmutation.
Maybe I could also be thinking Skyrim, to be perfectly honest.
There's it's definitely a thing there, but I think it was in older editions too. Third one would be, I'm just going to be honest, I don't remember what all of them are. Clerical healing in nature.
Okay.
That's evocation usually.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
And the 4th one would definitely be evocation.
Okay.
And top one would also be transmutation for the one who seems to be in charge. He has 2 though. He's the only one with 2 that seem to radiate any kind of aura.
Okay. So cool buffs, cool healing.
Damagey stuff.
Damage stuff. Yeah.
Magic tattoos. Neat.
What do now?
All right, so probably ask Hawk what brings you out to this village? Other than, I suppose, hunting down the deep elves or catching up with them.
I wasn't even looking expressly for them. I knew there were raids happening, just in communication with my people. I knew the 4 of them had stayed to help you rebuild this village. They have their ways of getting in touch with me. And thanks to my friend, who now appears back next to Trather, we have ways of traveling more quickly than most. And she just disappears again. Now she's standing like over next to the deep elves, just kind of looking them over and
That's
making faces at them.
Oh boy.
Every few minutes,
Excuse me?
every few seconds, she just kind of teleports somewhere around on the map.
Is this a thing I can learn, and can you teach me?
Some can learn it. John could. Can't teach you though.
Yeah. Thanks to, I'm going to assume all of Vatten's crazy bonuses that say he can basically never be surprised.
Sure.
Vatten's keeping surprisingly good pace with wherever she's turning up. Just
So you know that scene, and I don't
just
know which,
eyeballing it.
which movie it's in, but I know it's a DC scene where there's a point where Flash is running around, and he looks at Superman, and Superman's looking him in the eye, keeping pace with him as he speeds around.
That's one of the few really good parts of Dawn of
Is
Justice.
that Dawn of Justice? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
I mean,
it's like that.
It's a better movie than it probably got a rap for, but
I mean, it has Wonder Woman in it, and I've heard nothing but good things about her performance. So
yes.
Did you never saw the solo movie she did? That was
I haven't
really
seen
good.
either of the ones she's in. I need to see at least Wonder Woman. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, you really do.
Out of all of the DCU movies, that is definitely the one not to miss.
I haven't even seen all the Marvel ones. Most of them, not all of them.
I haven't seen them all either, but anyway, back to our
yes.
game at hand here.
So
All right. Yes. If it wasn't the Deep-Elves, what?
I
I'm going to
understand.
try that again.
Yes. It's
Okay.
just all the general nonsense in this part of Anwaru. It's becoming more rampant and becoming problematic and troubling, and I have issues. And I wasn't prepared for this nonsense with the beast and the obsidian spear and the shards and the yada yada yada.
Well, nonsense is our specialty.
I can live with
it
that.
still is.
Can you do me a favor then?
Probably.
More than likely.
Everything I basically, or probably anyone ever asks you to do, probably starts with you visiting Radin at some point, correct?
Just about, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll start with him again. He's always a good place to start. He's great at tracking things, and he's been here longer than almost anyone. So if you need to find something that most people aren't aware of anymore, Radin's a good place to start. I assume that would include wherever that lot came from, since I think they're unlikely to tell you.
Yeah, they don't seem like the most forthcoming batch, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Also, we have reason enough to go see Radin.
Oh. Fair enough.
Do you guys remember those dragon scales? Out of character?
Yep,
Yes.
Yeah, to do the compassy thing.
Oh, yeah, yes, the Ender Pearl from Minecraft thing.
Yes.
Throw it in to point you in the direction. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, back in the character.
That's
I had to
what
define
I need.
that.
I love the conspiratorial way he said that.
That's how I need you
That's-
guys to just talk for like a full session. It's just like this
Also-
aggressive switch.
Yeah, I also like that it's, like I'm the one that's going to define when I go in and out of character. Like I haven't been blurring that line already enough.
Oh, yeah.
Preaching to the choir on that one.
We here at City on a Hill Gaming don't use a fourth wall.
There's walls.
It gets in the way.
I'm not sure we even use a third wall,
That's
to be
debatable.
honest.
We have like this open floor plan. It's
Yeah.
very modern.
There's
Really
got to be
nice
at least
natural light.
there's got to be at least one wall for John to lean against at all times.
Broodingly accurate.
Broodingly, yeah.
But the fourth wall blocks all the puns from getting out. And
Oh, they can't stop me.
Oh, they'll try. It's a reinforced high definition. New process, new technology. It's beautiful stuff. Also made by Radin, because everything's made by Radin. In and out of game. Okay, so the Jedit invites you to spend the night if you wish. You are not more than a day or two's journey from Radin's lovely, weird tower. If that is where you wish to go next, or if you want to go back to the Harvest and hang out with Bastion and Saley some more. We're open to possibilities.
I think I want to see what Radin can do with these dragon scales that we picked up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we should probably just camp out here for a night. Make
Okay.
sure nothing else shows up in the meantime.
As always, they feed you, the Jedit feed you, and the orcs and they feed John a second time.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
John eats a lot.
John eats lots.
It's like competitive eating. Be careful.
Mhm.
Okay, so you guys spend the night, and the next morning, they thank you again. They pack you a big bag full of sort of fruits and vegetables that they've harvested from the nearby sort of edges of the desert where stuff does kind of grow. And it's really obscure stuff. Like, it's stuff John and Vatten would be familiar with, but that you don't find anywhere else because it only grows on the edge of this desert in like a super particular climate.
Ooh, prickly pear.
Yes. and the like. But it's really good, and you can make a lot of stuff out of it, or you can just eat it raw. Whichever. But they pack you 2 big bags of that and hand it to you, and the leader, we again thank you. We would not have been able to do this by ourselves. Your help is much appreciated.
No trouble at all, of course.
Okay, so you guys head to the south.
As we're traveling, I want to spend a little bit of time with whoever has the capacity to desire to do so, and more shield training.
For you and melee.
Yes.
Excellent.
Trather will happily oblige.
Bertrand will take over if Trather starts getting too bruised.
Or frustrated.
Does Trather seem the sort to get frustrated?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
You
it depends on
did
the
just do
situation.
jumping jacks upon finding out that someone you don't get along with.
No, that was to make sure my muscles kept moving because she keeps paralyzing me.
It was one time, okay?
It was not.
The second time was your
Twice.
imagination.
It was not.
Oh wait, yeah, it was his imagination. I remember that. All right, don't tell him that. But
Trather is quite certain it wasn't.
It may have happened a third time. No one knows. Everything's possible. Okay, you guys arrive a day or two later.
I like the idea of us having this conversation like as we're walking through the door in the tower.
Right.
It was at least 2 times. No, it wasn't. You made that up. Braden looks at you as you walk in. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
No, it was 2 times. I have the scars, the emotional scars.
Oh, yep, I'm doing the temple rubbing thing again. Yep. I see it.
He looks at you and he's like, Crimson-born woman who teleports a lot. Been there.
Oh yeah.
Been
Yes,
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice girl.
Do you have any giant fans that we can use to keep her away?
Tried it once. She wasn't happy.
I am finding a bath.
She teleported into the middle, pulled one screw out, and the whole thing fell apart.
Oh, that's just discourteous.
You're not wrong. Took me 3 weeks to put that together. It's like Legos. I mean, what? There's reference.
Sorry, mega blocks.
No.
There we go.
Duplos. It's larger pieces. Either's fine. I love Legos. Okay. That's not something they've done yet. D&D branded Legos. Okay. Hold on. That's for later.
They did have Lord of the Rings, didn't they?
They do.
Close enough.
If you dig back far enough, yeah, you can probably still find those. Okay, so you guys are at the tower. John immediately notices, and the rest of you do as well. You know Radin never really goes upstairs in his tower. He only goes into the basement. Now the upstairs is actually blocked off. There's like a little barrier that prevents you from going up the stairs.
Yeah.
like a little magical barrier.
I thought you meant like he had bricked it off. I was like,
No,
it got worse. I've not been gone that long.
I considered making a caution tape reference that would just have been for Daniel, but that's okay.
Aw, that would have been nice. Oh well.
That's only been,
fine.
what, 15 years?
Stop it.
Oh, yeah. Almost
Inside
exactly.
jokes the rest of the party isn't privy to.
Daniel and I went to high school together.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say we'll explain it later because that would be predicated on me remembering to explain it later.
And it also wouldn't be it wouldn't be time efficient. Ren looks at you.
Anyway, Plank's on the
Yeah.
barrier and magic.
I didn't send for you. I don't think. I may have forgotten to. So you've come looking for me. Interesting. What can I do for you now? We're out of flail snails.
We have magical doodads for you to tinker with.
Yay.
Does someone else want to cover this?
He holds out both hands.
I assume the yay was entirely in character.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Just like a
The
5-year-old
flat
when you
yay.
show him a new toy, he's just like, me, please, thank you. Makes that little grabby motion with his hands. Yes, please.
All
does-
yours.
he
who
takes the,
actually
I think
had-
Ben has them.
I have a stack of grayish obsidian dragon scales.
Yep, those are the ones.
I don't know that I want them. Where'd you get them? I know where you got them. That's never a good thing.
A
In a
dragon.
bag. We found them in a bag. Like, here's the bag. This is the bag we found.
Oh,
Beside a dragon. Well, we think. It might have shapeshifted. We don't know.
We are fairly certain the dragon left these for us.
Yes.
I'm sure it'll never come up again.
No, certainly.
No.
Why
certainly
would
not. Why would like
So-
Bertrand just kind of like nervously like kicks at some dust that isn't there? No, that'll yeah.
so
Dragons-
there's this moment where
Oh,
he's staring at the scales, and then he stops because you've held the bag up, and now he's just staring at the bag, and not in a giant backpack. That's interesting. How they make that look in a that's not good look.
I knew that bag was trapped.
No, more of a oops look.
bag?
Like, am I going to lose fingers, oops? Or
No,
I'm gonna
not
start-
that
Or
kind
if
of
it's I accidentally left my bag in the southern desert kind of oops.
no, more of a that looks like a thing I made 12 years ago once. Where'd you find that look? And now it's not a look, it's a thing he says out loud.
Well, that's more helpful.
Were there two
Found it
of
in-
those?
Can you
Together?
identify it for us?
DM, were there two of those?
My cell phone's in the front pocket. There's 37 cents, an eraser, and a phone cable in the middle pocket. And no, entirely too large for the average human. Multiple pockets, significant capacity, might be slightly magical in origin.
Yep. That sounds like
Good.
him.
Perfect.
Has the initials LL Bean inscribed
Yep,
on the
no,
outside?
those are those. Yep. Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Some sort of ancient runes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the trap.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's the cost. The cost is the trap.
I mean, I hear if you rip any of the stitches on it, they'll replace it for free.
I discontinued that service years ago. What? I mean,
Yeah.
I like the idea that it's what he did originally.
I don't actually remember. That was the rumor about LL Beans.
That he was like a bespoke
no,
tailor to
it
begin
was.
with.
I had a backpack from them that they do that.
Interesting. That's kind of cool.
Welcome to the
Or
90s
was it-
fashion podcast.
Yep, there we go.
Jansport. It might have been a Jansport. It was one of the ones with the giant rubber bottom.
And the logo on in the top middle. I remember those.
Mm-hmm.
I made those.
Sorry, we're getting really sidetracked today.
Yeah, it's okay.
They're all in rare form this
They
episode.
really are. I made those 12 years ago. Interesting. Special order. Traveler.
Like dragon duffel bags are a thing that you do?
No.
I mean, yes.
I mean, yes, apparently, unfortunately. He was very particular about them.
So what can you tell me about the bag then? Like
It was just a size and dimension thing. He was just unnecessarily large. But I didn't ask a lot of questions.
you mentioned increased holding capacity. Does it just not a bag of holding?
No, there's just some extra non-physical depth to some of the pockets. Nothing significant, but I mean, it's a, the bags are gigantic.
So we're talking more Mary Poppins bag here
Give or
than
take.
full on holding, huh?
Spoonful of sugar, etc.
I like that you said that in character, which
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's Radden. He knows a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Well,
brain's a little fried, staring into the scrying glass too many times.
I didn't really think twice about him when I made them then. I mean, yes, it was an odd request, but whatever. He knew enough to find me.
I mean, it's just bags, right? It's like
Yeah, but it's. I should have been more worried then. I mean, look at them. They don't make sense for anyone of an average humanoid size. Both Goliath wouldn't carry these.
I mean, there's giants out there that aren't bad souls.
He wasn't, though. Giant.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have been working for one or something. I mean,
And tactical gear enthusiasts.
No,
yeah.
this is not on you.
I mean, there was a look back home. There was a rock giant named Melvin that I got along with very well. He was a wonderful fellow.
Fair enough.
So then having it thrown over Shim's shoulders, is it like dragging the ground kind of?
Oh yeah, like the straps are. Like this is still like this would be entirely too big for everyone in the party, including Trather and even Shim at his size. This is still 3 times as much backpack as you could conceivably carry if it had stuff in it.
That's real big.
I can hold a lot.
Okay,
I think you could maybe carry the weight. It's just the size that's the issue.
So this is really like a size huge creature, is what you're
Probably
saying.
yes.
All right, so bag aside.
Right. Dragon.
How much would you want to buy it
scales.
back for?
They're yours. I don't want them back.
No, the bag.
No. No, I don't want the bags back.
Aw.
The scales. What do you need me to do with them?
Well, we were kind of hoping you could provide some guidance along those lines. What are these useful for?
I think more than one of us, to break character a little bit, passed the roll that said we could probably use these as some sort of location homing. There's some sort of like homing properties to them.
Essentially, there's a process he can go through that will allow them to track their the being they came from.
Okay.
Like it essentially gives him like the reference I made originally was if you've played Minecraft, they're like ender pearls. Ender pearls help you find ender strongholds, which lead you to where the ender dragon is.
It's basically a dowsing rod for this dragon.
Essentially, right. You throw the ender pearl in the air, and it shoots off in the direction of an end stronghold if you're near one.
Okay.
And will kind of hover there when it gets there. That's sort of the reference I was making.
Could you make us a dragon compass?
How many do you... Yeah, that's probably enough. It will make... This is enough for me to make probably 5 or 6. That would get you half the continent of searching if necessary.
Oh, we have a pretty good idea of where to start.
In the desert, like everything.
Specific to one dragon, or just
no fun if he guesses.
Finder and all.
Oh no, specific to only the dragon they come from.
At least we have a warning, so we know.
You are a bold lot, aren't you?
Question.
Answer.
Actually.
Yeah, the dragon wouldn't be able to sense us using this, right?
No.
Okay, good. That was my concern. Yeah, no, sneaking up on a dragon doesn't work if he's getting like
once you remove the scales, they are not.
He's getting like a continuous ping from these things.
Yeah,
as long as he's not getting a ping off of it. Yeah,
there's some kind of GPS.
I was gonna say a sonar ping.
192.168.
Yeah. Change my IP. Change my IP.
This podcast sponsored by NordVPN.
No. We are not like every Minecraft YouTuber. You stop that. That was a lot of unnecessary shade. I apologize. It makes for a lot of great content.
It was entirely necessary, and I thank you.
I don't mind the Nord commercials. They're not that long.
Going for a reference for the modern rogue, but sure, yeah.
That works too. I see him a lot. He walks over to a shelf, opens a small case, and pulls something out and walks it over to you. This is an enlarged version. It's not that big. But it's roughly this small grayish black orb, and it just kind of floats in his hand. Would be similar to this.
It seems to be made up of a series of very small squares.
Much like everything really is, if you look closely enough.
Whoa.
Everything turns to blocks. It's been a Minecraft podcast this whole time.
So these 5 or 6, like, do we throw them in the air and it shoots off at the dragon? potentially warning the dragon that we're coming?
No. I mean, treat them like the needle on a compass.
Right.
They will move slowly in front of you and lead you in the direction. But I will
Perfect.
need days.
Okay.
Well,
It is not a simple
We'll take
process.
many as you can make.
Not a problem.
I
Is there
suppose.
anything we can do for you?
Yeah, how's your
Alright.
upper floor situation going?
I mean, you brought Trellis back from the other plane, so that's a good start.
Other plane?
It's
I'll
complicated.
talk about it later.
Thanks for listening to City on the Hill Gaming. For more information, you can find us online at cityonthehillgaming.com, email us at cityonthehillgaming@gmail.com, or find us on Twitter at cityonthehillgame. For more information on saving the game, you can find Peter, Grant, and Jenny at stgcast.org or at Saving the Game on Twitter. Thanks, and have a blessed day. Daniel, drop him that sweet info you have, sir.
All right. I'm going to do a shameless plug for something. Well, it's not really shameless if I'm not involved in it at all. But one of my favorite charity fundraiser events will be airing soon. It happens every single year. It's called Desert Bus for Hope. This is a group of people who play the game Desert Bus in a marathon style situation that they raise money for Child's Play charity, and the more money you give them, the longer they have to play.
And
How
this
much
game is
money will
awful.
get? How much money will get you 2 points?
You get
Well,
1 point for every round trip you
I-
take on the bus.
yeah. 8 hours
and
there and back.
The 8 hours there and back. So, however long it takes for them to drive for 16 hours straight in real time.
Yes, and for each hour, the cost goes up by 7%. Anyway, last year they raised a total of $730,000.
And they're still driving now?
No, that
They
lasted.
typically drive
That
for about a
lasted
week.
for about a week because it maxes out because you're doing 7% increases.
Yeah.
So that's going to start on November 8th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. All the information you can look at is at desertbus.org. And they're streaming it at twitch.tv/desertbus. They do all sorts of charity auctions and giveaways. There's
Lots of guests show up.
yeah,
Chat's a
huge-
great place to hang out. It's all sorts of fun. It
Yeah.
really is a pretty great event.
Yeah, it is absolutely wonderful. So that's happening on November 8th, twitch.tv/desertbus. Check it out. It's really a wonderful time.
The actual in real time bus driving is probably the most inconsequential part of what happens that entire time. It's
It is a
really
tiny
just in
part of the
background.
screen.
But
Yeah.
it is a good time, and it does go to a genuinely really good cause. Daniel,
Oh, I have-
Yep.
tell me a story.
Okay. Professional secrets. The secrets of professional card playing have been well preserved. Works on conjuring invariably devote much space to the consideration of card tricks, and many have been written exclusively for that purpose. Yet we have been unable to find in the whole category more than an incidental reference to any card table artifice, and in no instance are the principal feats even mentioned.
That doesn't surprise me. What was this?
This is a book called Expert at the Card Table by S.W. Erdenes. That's not his real name. This is a pseudonym by an expert card player published in 1912, and we have no idea who he is, but it is the handbook on really, really advanced card tricks and card sleights.
Like sort of the definitive
Yeah,
jumping
this
off
is
point for it.
this is the work, and this is like when it says expert, he means it. This is like the hardest card tricks to learn.
That's cool. Huh. Ginny. Yes, Ginny.
When I go
Words.
into the what?
Oh, sorry.
Words?
Words
Okay, yeah,
now,
I'm
please.
words in. I'm words in.
You're
I'm
good.
going. When I go into a bank, I get rattled. The clerks rattle me. The wickets rattle me. The sight of the money rattles me. Everything rattles me. The moment I cross the threshold of a bank and attempt to transact business there, I become an irresponsible idiot. I knew this beforehand, but my salary had been raised to $50 a month, and I felt that the bank was the only place for it. So I shambled in and looked timidly around at the clerks. I had an idea that a person about to open an account must needs consult the manager. I went up to a wicket marked accountant. The accountant was a tall, cool devil. The very sight of him rattled me. My voice was sepulchral. "Can I see the manager?" I said, and added solemnly, "Alone?" I don't know why I said alone. "Certainly," said the accountant, and fetched him. The manager was a grave, calm man. I held my $56 clutched in a crumpled ball in my pocket. "Are you the manager?" I said. God knows I didn't doubt it. "Yes," he said. "Can I see you?" I asked. "Alone?" I didn't want to say alone again, but without the thing, it seemed self-evident. The manager looked at me in some alarm. He felt I had an awful secret to reveal. "Come in here," he said, and led the way to a private room. He turned the key in the lock. "We are safe from interruption here," he said. "Sit down." We both sat down and looked at each other. I found no voice to speak. "You are one of the Pinkertons men, I presume," he said. He'd gathered from my mysterious manner that I was a detective. I knew what he was thinking, and it made me worse.
What is this? I want to read this.
This is Canada's best humor writer, Stephen Leacock. It's just a 3-page short story about going to the bank.
That's fantastic. I thought he was
He's
going to
amazing.
rob the bank.
No, he's just trying to open an account.
That's how I
accidentally
would
the
take
bank?
him when he was like, "I need to see the manager in
No,
private."
It's just an embarrassing thing at the bank.
I enjoyed that story significantly. That
Yes,
Stephen
Leacock is amazing.
I will be reading the entirety of that later. That's great. Grant.
Among the most colorful of 19th century American secret societies, E. Clampus Vitus was founded by gold miners in the frontier town of Mokelumne Hill, California, in 1851 in the midst of the gold rush. At that time, most of Northern California was full of little mining towns and camps whose populations shifted constantly. The Freemasons and Odd Fellows, the largest American secret societies of the time, had established lodges in many of the larger mining towns, and this inspired a group of Mokelumne Hill miners to parody these relatively formal rites with an order better suited to the rough humor and lawlessness of the frontier. E. Clampus Vitus was the result. Meetings of E. Clampus Vitus chapters, which could be held at any time before or after a full moon, were held in saloons and announced by the braying of the hewgag, a makeshift trumpet. Inside, the officers, the noble grand humbug, the royal Gyascutus, the Clamps Pretrix, the Clamps Matrix, the grand imperturbable hangman, and many others, as all clampers are by definition officers, presided over meetings well lubricated with beer and cheap whiskey. Initiation rituals for PBCs, poor blind candidates, consisted mostly of raucous pranks. Once initiated, each candidate was given the official title of chairman of the most important committee. Clampers were also marched in parades with a billy goat for their mascot and a banner consisting of a woman's hoop skirt and the motto, "This is the flag we fight under."
And apparently the words have actual no meaning in Latin, which is most curious.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The best part is the combination of raucous humor and practical charity made E. Clampus Vitus the largest secret society in Northern California within a decade of its founding.
Wow.
That's not unimpressive. Huh.
My little book on is it the Element Encyclopedia, I believe it is, secret societies, good stuff.
Well, how secret can they be if there's an encyclopedia of them?
The founder has his own monument.
As well he should.
I've done too much digging. Okay, I low-key think I've seen these guys somewhere before.
I mean, they seem fun.
You're not wrong. Interesting. Okay, Peter, things.
So you want to go to church. Good for you. If you're between the ages of 18 and 29, you're already ahead of 65% of the population. Further, church is awesome. Not only do you get to meet lots of cool and nerdy and countercultural and comfortable in their own skin kinds of people, but you also get to experience the life-changing, well, there's hardly another word but magic to describe the transformational experience of piercing through the veil that separates heaven and earth, joining the heavenly chorus and partaking of the very body and blood of God in the Holy Eucharist. Geeks in the church belong together. Christians thirst for adventure, have a sense of destiny, and desire to participate in something bigger than oneself as much as any questing gamer. The geek's obsessive need to know how something works, to read the manual, to build a complex vocabulary that explains precisely what's going on. These traits are these are traits that particularly the Episcopal tribe of Christians have in spades. We form both intense community bonds, and we affect nerdy insular jargons, and we view change with suspicion. That is from the first chapter of The Ultimate Quest by Jordan Haney Ware.
My guess was going to be Mike Perna, Derek White, or Rachel Held Evans, but that works too.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually. That was very nice. William.
I didn't realize I'd added a D to my name.
Did I? Oh, wait, did we do that in the game?
Is that good enough for a check?
Yes, you're solid.
Do it. Okay.
Ben.
White Knuckles gripped the leather in a death clench as John hurtled through the night. The road was disappearing in front of him as it was in... never mind. We'll just stop there because, yeah. How's that go?
You're good.
Okay.
Yep. And one of our players has fan fiction now, so that's not nothing.
What?
Well, not that John.
You said John, so I'm just assuming it's that John from now on.
Wrong John.
That's the mystery of the story. It could be our John.
Right.
It could be any John.
Any John.
That's just good
Any
writing.
John, anywhere, at any time.
Every John.
Everyone is John.
Hey,
a very
everyone
good
in
game.
John is a good game.
I've heard. I've never played. So
I have played. It is fun.
Okay. I think we're good on late audio chat. Are you guys still on the desert map with the entirely too large campfire?
Yes.
Perfect.
Can we
Okay.
keep that, please?
For at least the first 20 minutes.
Look, it worked very well for Trather, and I see no reason why he shouldn't always be near giant campfires to push people into.
Is that what we're using R for now, just to create giant campfires for Trather to fight people with?
That, or I need to go hire some Boy Scouts.
cantrip.
We can also do that.
All right, good. I'm hiring Boy Scouts.
Sounds legit. to
No,
me.
we'll teach Melee to do it.
I mean,
I
you
mean, she
you
seems
can't-
like she's going to be a Girl Scout troop leader sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, look, skills are skills.
Absolutely.
yeah, and I absolutely have skills in survival, so I could totally teach her that.
This is totally a thing we can probably make happen. I have concerns,
mean-
but it's probably fine.
I mean, I've been teaching her to do that this whole time.
Yes.
I should have
Yes,
practiced that
and.
ahead of time. There we go. That's on me.